guy Spiro with "It is the end of the world as we have known it." Now, in these days there are all too many people, for a variety of reasons, who think that it is so. And this is not good for us that these ideas, these memes, get more and more powerful in mass consciousness. Most of those propagating the doom and gloom think that they have the best motives, and in most cases they do. But that does not lessen the damage that they do. Now, of course, we do need to be aware of what is going on in the world. Problems, and there are some, have to come to light, be faced and handled, and solutions arrived at. I am in no way advocating a head-in-the-sand approach, but the eager anticipation, the seeming glee with which some people proclaim the various ends, is shocking to me, and again, it's damaging to the mass mind. While I do not for a minute believe that any of these worst-case scenarios will come to pass, too many people believing in them, focusing their attention on them, does make them somewhat more likely to occur, and in any event lowers the vibe and harshes the buzz. We don't need that. I'm often reminded when all of this comes up of a girl I knew in high school when I went for a short time to Hollywood High in LA. She had joined what later came to be known as one of the more damaging Christian cults, was dropping out of school, and explained to me, "Why should I stay in school when the rapture is coming any day now?" She wouldn't listen to me telling her that she might want to have a plan for what she'd do if the rapture did not happen as soon as she was being told that it would. I've wondered whatever became of her. Now, the apocalyptic religions do contribute a great deal to all of this, and that is somewhat understandable, because for them it is the end of the world. It's the end of their world. The paradigm shift of moving from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius is for many reasons deeply challenging to their literalist approach to their scriptures. It is increasingly difficult to take creation myths literally, any of them. And God, the guy in the sky, isn't dead, but is heading toward life support, as some abandon religion and spirituality altogether, while others seek deeper, new levels of meaning. For me, transcending the old but still dominant God meme, the guy in the sky, can't happen soon enough, but one can easily understand the consternation of the true believer as the ground shifts underfoot for them. Regions and cultures that are still the most tied to the beliefs of the old paradigm are experiencing the most fear and violence as the shift continues. But try as they will, they can't hold it back. Now, more troubling to me is a stream of thought among political and social progressives that a full system crash is inevitable and seen by some as desirable. They envision a global economic and for some even a technological meltdown that will somehow usher in a golden new era replete with rainbows and unicorns. I often wonder what makes some of them think that they would even be the survivors of such a catastrophe, that they would be in any position to influence the outcome, and whether they consider the unimaginable amount of suffering that would be the result of such a crash. Recently, at a gathering of relatively radical progressives, mostly younger people that I have a lot of affection for, I listened for quite a while as plans for safe houses, escape routes out of the city, survival supplies, and other things associated with the coming crash were discussed. Finally, I raised my hand and asked whether they were all also making plans for what they will do if it doesn't happen. I was very pleased that they all were, and not surprised. Now, even more disturbing to me are the predictions of cosmic calamities coming out of the various spiritual directions. From Nostradamus to Edgar Cayce to the avalanche of 2012 material, a huge amount of fear and darkness is being introduced into mass consciousness. Much of it is coming from people that I would hope would know better. Enough with the 2012 already. It will come and go like everything always has before it. The changes that it really does speak to are already happening, and they are for the most part positive. There is a giant shift in human consciousness toward greater liberality and enlightenment. It is the prevailing wind. Tell you, I really can't wait for 2013 so we can put Y2K 2.0 behind us. For those of you who put any stock in astrology, I can tell you that the dominant outer planet transits are positive well into 2013 and really began to take shape in 27. Now, if the photon belt does fry us, if the poles shift, if Gaia shakes us off like a bad case of fleas, if Narubu nudges our orbit, or the aliens return to harvest us, boy will my face be red. But if any of those things happen, my embarrassment will be the least of my or anyone else's concern. There would be nothing any of us as individuals could do about them if they do occur, other than to try to survive, and once more recreate and rebuild civilization. But that is not the world I want to live in, or contribute to creating. It is the end of the world as we've known it. But the next line of the song is, and I feel fine. The overarching theme of our time is change. There is a paradigm shift in process. It is a good thing, a very good thing. But every birth is a death, and every death is a birth, and these transitions can be scary. Yes, there are problems to be dealt with, but they can be dealt with. We have made tremendous progress since the shift began in earnest in the late 1700s, and we are at a critical point about to make another big leap. While all of this goes on, it's easy to see the danger and succumb to fear, but that is a mistake and it is counterproductive. Proceed as if only the best is coming. Dream bright dreams and create beauty. Again, there are things to fix and fires to put out. But I'm reminded of another song from the same time period. It asks something like, how can we dance while the world is burning? To which I've always thought, how can we not?